you ever wondered what secrets the soil might whisper to those patient enough to listen? Today's tale is of a gardener who did just that, a person whose wisdom bloomed from the earth beneath their fingertips. This is the story of the wise gardener. In a small town nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling river, there lived a gardener. Not just any gardener, but a person whose green thumb seemed almost magical. The gardener was a quiet individual who communicated less with words and more through the flourishing plants that surrounded their quaint cottage. This gardener had a unique touch, a touch that could awaken a seedling from its slumber, a touch that could heal a wilting flower. The townsfolk often marveled at the gardener's knack for nurturing life, but the gardener simply smiled, the soil-stained lines of their hands a testament to their dedication. One day, a curious child from town approached the gardener, asking the question that was on everyone's minds. "How do you do it? How do you make your garden grow so beautifully?" The gardener, with a knowing smile, simply replied, "I listen." The child was puzzled. "Listen? But plants can't talk." The gardener chuckled and patted the soil gently. "Perhaps not in the way we do, but they communicate in their own language. You just need to learn how to understand it." From that day forward, the child spent every spare moment in the gardener's company, learning the language of the plants. The gardener taught the child how to listen to the rustle of the leaves, to understand the thirst of the roots, to feel the joy of a blooming flower. The child learned that every plant had its own rhythm, its own melody, and that gardening was not a task but a symphony of life. As the years passed, the gardener grew old and the child grew up, their bond with the garden and its caretaker ever deepening. When the gardener finally returned to the earth they had loved so dearly, they left behind a legacy, not just of a thriving garden, but of a wisdom that transcended generations. The child, now grown, continued the gardener's work, their hands now mirroring the soil-stained lines of their mentor. The garden lived on, a testament to the wisdom of the gardener, a wisdom that echoed with every rustle of the leaves, every bloom of a flower, and every beat of the earth. So, what does this tale of the wise gardener teach us? It reminds us that gardening is not just about planting seeds and watering them. It's about understanding the language of the earth, about nurturing life, about patience and dedication. It's about listening, not just with our ears, but with our hearts and souls. In the end, the legacy of the wise gardener is not just the beautiful garden they left behind, but the wisdom they passed on. A wisdom that teaches us to listen, to understand, and to cherish the symphony of life that unfolds in our gardens every day. Remember, every plant has its own rhythm, its own melody. Every garden is a symphony of life, waiting for us to understand its music. So the next time you step into your garden, take a moment to listen. You might just hear the whispers of the earth. And who knows, you might just become the next wise gardener. In the words of the wise gardener, listen, understand, nurture. This is the legacy we are left with, a legacy that continues to bloom in gardens everywhere.